now I actually have a question from our audience. So I'm just going to pull that up here.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Demetrius from Apple Valley, Minnesota. And my question is, how frequently should I inspect my rental property?
So that's kind of from the perspective of managing it themselves, or even if they do have a manager, but should the homeowner be inspecting it as well? So what do you think?
Yeah, that's a great question. You have to kind of feel out your residents. You don't want to and put yourself as either management or owner into their shoes. Do you want somebody knocking on your door every 30 days to look at everything? No, do it every 3 months. And then if it looks nice, don't show up again for a year. If it looks like, or you hear concerns from the neighbors or from them themselves, like all these maintenance issues, keep yourself in there more often. You always want to catch something when it's a pinhole, not a basketball size, is what I always say. So having that open communication, you don't have to do as many inspections. I would say every 6 months. And then use it as a way to do your property upkeep. So change your furnace filters, even though if you ask them to, double check that. If you have a water softener, check that. Exterior, make sure the gutters are cleaned out. I usually say spring and fall are your best times. Winter, no one really goes outside. You can't see the grass. Summer, when they're cutting it, they're walking it for you. So I would say spring and fall is your best time. Plus, it seems like it's the easiest time to get a hold of people.
Okay. And do you have any systems within your company that kind of reminds you to follow up with these properties? So, for example, if there's a tenant who's paying on time and they're never calling for maintenance, how do you make sure that you do check in on them and it doesn't kind of get lost or whatnot?
Yep. So if they do put in a maintenance request, we always ask, is there anything else you want us to look at while we're there? Opens up that door. If we are in an apartment building and we're at the neighbors, we might knock and just see how everything's going. Same with duplexes and triplexes. We walk the community areas too. Usually one will lead to the next, but it's just a matter of keeping in touch with them and always keeping that door open on our side to say, you know what, let us know right away. And when you let us know right away that you have a maintenance issue, it's less likely to come out of your security deposit at the end. Presenting that up front has actually helped a ton. And the reason why is everybody wants their money at the end and they want that security deposit. So if you set that standard right at the front, usually doesn't hit you in the backside.
Okay, that's really great. Setting those expectations up front can really be a game changer. Walk us through that a little bit. At what point in the conversation do you set those expectations? When you're first showing the property, or when you're signing the lease, or during a walkthrough, or all the above?
I am very much as a step person. I don't want to overwhelm somebody at the beginning of the showing if they're not even interested in the property. They came and they don't get those warm fuzzies. If they do get the warm fuzzies, we'll go in detail. I kind of let them lead. Same with the lease. We set expectations in writing. So, for example, yes, we expect you to change the batteries in your smoke alarms. Yes, we expect you to change the light bulbs. That's not a maintenance request. And then on move-in day, it's actually a full process that we do to protect everybody all around. So we do a two-step process. We do a paper trail. So if there's a hole in the wall, we write hole in the wall. And then we follow it up with a video. We also put our hand next to the hole to represent how big the hole is. Once I'm done with that, they sign off on it. And then I go through other steps to help them, especially we talked about those millennials earlier. How do I change a furnace filter? How does a fuse box work? What is a salt water? What salt goes in the water softener? Little things that you would assume they know, but they don't. I always say, and this isn't trying to be mean, but pretend you're moving your 18-year-old niece or nephew into the house and this is their first place. That's what you want to set that bar for. And then hopefully it prevents stuff later.
Want to hear more on this topic? Click the link below for the full episode of Maximizing Your Property Value.